Hello and welcome to another exciting matchup tonight on Echo Arena VRML 2. I'm SputnikKobra and I'm joined by my co-caster SuperDope, and on camera is the very talented Minihat. So SuperDope, what are you expecting? You don't really know these teams, so everything is new to you, and I think that's a really exciting element of your casting.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I feel like I'm kind of like sitting in the chair of the viewer, kind of getting the information for the first time. Although I was watching that last match, I did see Illumidooty put up an insane fight, bringing it to the third round and then taking that L in that last round. But it was definitely a really tight match there. And I think Illumidooty, you know, they're warmed up now. They want it. They're fighters, right? If they're not too burnt out, we'll see it if they still have the stamina to go another 2, maybe 3 rounds. But yeah, they're kind of fired up right now. And yeah, we still have yet to see what Mayhem can take to the table.
I couldn't agree any more. We saw Illumidooty lose the last matchup, but they continued to practice staying warmed up for this follow-up matchup. This is a double header for them tonight. They scheduled all their games for this week back to back, so it's got to be a little bit exhausting.
Yeah, definitely. I know just playing a lot of competitive games myself in VR, it could be exhausting after a full competitive match, mentally, physically. It takes a lot out of you. So we'll see if they're still able to play at 100% here in the second match.
And we have chat coming through, Swag saying yes, and little Guipo saying, "What's up, Casty boys?" And
what's up, Guipo?
saying hi right back to you. So we're just waiting for these teams to both ready up, get started with this match. And someone earlier had asked me if I had any expectations for who's going to win. I said no, I never voice my expectations. But the thing is, I'm not really smart enough to create expectations. I just kind of go in with a blank slate. And they then followed up with, I'm rooting for Project Mayhem.
Yeah, the chat says I got a lot of hype for Mayhem in the chat. I'm hyped. I'm kind of hyped for Mayhem too. I want to see what they've got. I have not seen Project Mayhem play at all. Although I do know Palace. He's a good friend of mine. He's a very, very talented Echo Combat player, a champion in his own right. So we'll see how the rest of his team does here in this match. Things about to start up here. We'll see how it goes.
And I got a lot of love for all of these players. Much love to QL Young, much love to B Love, and that makes it easy with Love being in his name. So with that being said, the neutral joust is underway. These teams coming out of the gates, and it will be headbutted by Project Mayhem all the way back to mid, be picked up by Vanzy. Vanzy will send it forward to the floor. The Law looking for a pass, sending it to Palace, but Palace dinging it off the bottom of that crossbar, and that follow-up steal. B Love will find it in the goal at 5 meters.
Yeah, Project Mayhem coming in hot to start things off, putting in a ton of offensive pressure, and a great job finishing it off by B-Love off that rebound.
The man we all love, B-Love himself. B-Love, a very talented extreme sports player back in the day. He might still be talented, I don't know, but he went into the X Games, and we always love saying that. You know, he was accomplished inline skater, a man of many talents, and sending that forward will be Illumidooty. Illumidooty setting it back. You can see this pressure, this defensive pressure from Project Mayhem, and causing that error. Looking to retrieve it will be Speedy V. Speedy V sending it to Nest, still under pressure is Wit. Burbs back to the wall to QL Young, and they're trying to create an opening in this defense.
We see a lot of movement here, but it's outside the bubble too. So a lot of spacing here, trying to cycle through the defense. They make their way into the bubble. A nice pass down the side, but punched out by Mayhem as they clear it out. And the stack making it to the disc first. We have Vanzy here in possession, clears it towards the goal, and the stack manages to get possession inside, goes for the shot and gets the 2.
So B-Love will find another 2 points. That's a 4-point lead to Project Mayhem. 8 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. And so far, it's just looking like Illumidooty is having a lot of difficulty getting into that bubble. They kept trying to get set up, but intense pressure from Project Mayhem shut down that attempt. So joust advantage back to Illumidooty. BDV now with possession, taking it forward into the tunnel, sending it to Wit. Wit back to Speedy. And Speedy V's going to send it forward to that ceiling into the hands of QL Young. QL Young's going to send it right back to Speedy. Back and forth, trying to create an opportunity. And he's going to send it right back to Speedy. Speedy making all the passes. And they're going to slow it down, sending it to Wit.
A lot of lateral passes here out of Illumidooty. Great job, though, trying to bait that defense into a push and then rotating it around again. The disc bouncing around in no man's land here. A race to the disc. Picked up by QL Young, who manages to throw it right into the goal for 3. A long shot out there from mid. Great pinpoint accuracy out of QL Young to bring this to a 1-point lead for Project Mayhem.
QL Young punishing this defense, really playing aggressively. They bit hard. They came out of the bubble. They were out of position, so they created that open goal opportunity for QL to capitalize on.
Yeah, great play too. We have the Law now with a pass received off the QB, sends it all the way down now into the bubble. A race for the disc here, caught by Wit. Wit is going to send this back a little bit, bouncing down into the bubble here. Looks like Project Mayhem with another offensive chance here. Defense on, but not in time, and another 2 points coming through for Project Mayhem. Nice shot by Palace.
Wit diving out of the goal, maybe miscalculating that. He'll go to the floor, and that other player of Illumidooty will try and contest that disc score, but he's not going to be there in time. So just able to capitalize on that error in the bubble from Illumidooty. They can't continue to do that. That could be fatigue on their part, but that's another 2 points to Project Mayhem.
Yep, we have Yanzi with the disc now, making his way, passing it over to the Law, and now that disc is going to be intercepted by Speedy. He sends it all the way out the zone and cleared out now by Illumidooty.
And Illumidooty will try and make that long 3. Wit won't be able to sink it. So that was a good chance for this Illumidooty team, but they're going to turn it over at mid to Palace. Palace is sending it through. Project Mayhem already down court, ready to receive it. And with this attempt, it's going to be looking like B-Love sending it laterally for that pass, and Vanzi finishing it off at 4 meters.
Yeah, great eye there by Vanzi, getting open for that pass and just putting in right past the goalie there. Another 2 points. So that's a 5-point lead here for Project Mayhem. They're really coming in on top here, showing their dominance here in this first round.
So with Joust's advantage now, back to Illumidooty, trying to make something happen. Trying to send that forward. They will find it forward to Burbs. Burbs sending it laterally.
Now. Oh, intercepted there by B-Love. Yeah, great read on that pass. B-Love now, the defender on him sends it all the way out. And now it's another race there to get the disc. No goalie back. And Illumidooty will get their first defenders on. Managed to clear it out, but intercepted by Yanzi. Yanzi sending it to B-Love. B-Love going for the shot, and he will find an open spot in the goal there for another 2.
So they'll have this 7-point lead now. Illumidooty could have tied it back up with that long 3 attempt when they were in the back court of Project Mayhem, but they just weren't able to complete that one. So Project Mayhem able to just find some ground on this Illumidooty team and now take their lead to 7 points.
Yep, Speedy receiving the pass off the QB and now sends it over to Wit. Wit sending it back to Speedy. Speedy sending it all the way down to Burbs. Burbs with an open lane here. No defenders on. Right outside the bubble here. Finally, defense catches up as the pass goes back to Speedy. Speedy sending it indoors into the bubble. QL Young almost with the shot there. Dinked off the crossbar. So close as the disc now going all the way out into no man's land and cleared out by the law.
On that last attempt, you could see that all 8 players were within a meter of the goal. That was just full on fighting, just fighting in the bubble. I haven't seen that in a long time. That was a lot of intensity. And with that stun coming through, the traded stuns, a loose disc near the bubble of Project Mayhem. Project Mayhem trying to get it out. They will get it out into the hands of the Law. So the Law finding that clear through mid, and that stack coming through, looking to get possession, not reading that first bounce, trying to read the second bounce, trying to read the third bounce, but getting stunned out. And this attempt in front of the goal will be stopped. Illumidooty will get a little bit of breathing room on that one.
Incredible save there by Wit, just smacking it out of the bubble, and the disc makes it all the way out of the zone now. Picked up by Speedy. Speedy sending it back. Oh, the pass does not hit its mark. The disc now going into mid. No one on it just yet. We will have Palace making it to the disc first. Defender on, manages to further it a little long into the offensive zone there. We will have Speedy speeding over to the disc. No boosting stacks, though, surprisingly, on that one. And Yanzi will come out on top with shot on, and it will be scored by Law. Nice pass there by Vance.
A great pass from Vanzi by the wall before Illumidooty could get back into position. And after 2 games, this is the second game, I'm really starting to resent saying Illumidooty. That is so hard to say.
It makes me giggle every time. Illumidooty. They were formerly Illumidooty, and before that they were Illuminati. So a lot of name changes over the times. Now we have B-Love on the interception here right off the pass, and we will have a clear out as the stacks are making their way towards the disc, and Vanzi will get to it first, and another shot there assisted by B-Love.
So Project Mayhem just on fire right now. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. They have this 11-point lead. If Illumidooty, so many names, I can never remember which one they're using. So they will send it forward. Speedy V now with that pass down to Wit. Wit getting stunned out by that Project Mayhem stack that broke apart to challenge the disc. So it's a loose disc now right in the backcourt of Illumidooty. It will bounce down to the floor if that first shot attempt. And they'll get it right back, headbutting it out of the player of Illumidooty's hands. Wit will come back and get a stun. It's still loose. Now it's back in the hands of Project Mayhem as they try and make their offensive push.
Yeah, a lot of offensive pressure here by Project Mayhem. They are not letting the disc go out of the offensive zone here. They're putting so much pressure. A dink off the crossbar there. Rebound by B-Love. B-Love with the defender on, trying to find that open pass. He finds one back to Vanzi. Vanzi finds the forward pass to Law. Law goes for the shot, but a great defensive play there by Illumidooty as they managed to get the interception there and clear it out to mid.
And it will bounce down towards mid, and Project Mayhem will find it. And Illumidooty's way out of position. They only have 2 players in their backcourt, 1 player in goal. They get back in time, but is it in time to make this stop on defense? And that will bounce off the post. So they're getting these shots. That's 2 shots off the crossbar, and it will now be loose. Speedy V picking it up, sending it through mid, but that Project Mayhem stack is hot on its heels. They'll overshoot it. and that forward pass into the bubble will bounce up and down, and they'll send it right back out, and this drive through from Speedy V, taking it on himself, will be 2 points now to Illumidooty, but 9-point deficit, less than a minute on the clock, 40 seconds on the clock at fact, and they're not going to come back in this first round.
Maybe a little too late here in this first round, but we did see some insane defense out of Illumidooty after all the offensive pressure there by Project Mayhem, managing to get it out and finally put on an offensive attack, picking up another goal there back to back. Still not enough to win this round. That's going to be it, but good play there at the end by Illumidooty. We'll see how they do in the second round.
Absolutely. And like we said earlier, they played till the end. I mean, point deficits matter. Point scores at the end of the game do matter. It matters for your MMR calculation. So it benefits teams to play their hardest till the end, to not forfeit any points, and that shot will come through. So the Law will find 3 points of his own at the end, and 17-8 in favor of Project Mayhem in this first round.
You were saying point deficits matter, and they heard you. They said we are going for it, and they hit that 3 from half court to end things off here on this first round. So Project Mayhem, yeah, causing a lot of mayhem for Illumidooty here.
And looking at the chat, we've got Goran's Gaming saying he takes all the credit for this. He warmed up Mayhem, and it looks like it paid off for Project Mayhem.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't have done it without you, Goran. Thanks for warming them up. I'm sure they're grateful. I mean, they're really playing an A-tier game here.
I would say an A++++ game here.
Yeah, and putting a lot of pressure on offense and on defense. Illumidooty, though, coming in strong to end things off. Their third eye finally starting to open up here. I don't know. They might be able to bring the fight on this next round. What do you think, Sput?
Their third eye, are they about to transcend this dimension?
I was making some Illuminati reference, but
yeah. See, I don't even. That was a good one. So I didn't even pick up on that one. And credit to you for that joke, and thanks to the audience for staying tuned. We have 2 great games going on right now, and this is VRML Channel 2 with Illumidooty versus Project Mayhem.
Yeah, we'll see how things go off here on this joust. We have both teams fired up. Second game of the day here for Illumidooty. Project Mayhem coming in strong in that first round. Joust going to Project Mayhem. To start things off, sending a pass into the bubble, defense on, but the shot is off, and 2 points to Project Mayhem early in this round to start things off.
So Project Mayhem starting off strong. They want to pull off this sweep. They want to pull off this win. They don't want to make any errors, and Chong Wing coming through with 3 Zs. I think that's some support right there. He's saying that he's having a lot of fun.
And we see Hong Wei sleeping in the chat there, sleeping on a good game here. We got 2-point lead here by Project Mayhem. A nice punch out there in mid. Disc is in no control yet. Finally, he makes its way over to Vanzi. Vanzi sending it down to the Law here, who makes its way into the bubble. It's a 1-on-1, and the shot makes it past the goalie. So it's a 4-0 lead now for Project Mayhem.
And Illumidooty is just having a hard time starting this second round off. They're now down by 4 points, down by 2 possessions. 9 minutes on the clock and running, so they got to start making stuff happen right now if they want to pull off this third round.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, almost an interception there on that pass. They did manage to make it through, though. Now a disc in the hands of Speedy sends it all the way back to QL Young to set things up here on offense. Sending it over to Witt, passes it back to QL Young. A lot of defensive pressure on both sides, but Project Mayhem really putting a lot of man pressure here on whoever has the disc. And now we have Burbs making his way into the bubble, passing it back to QL Young. QL Young manages to get possession after losing it for just a second, and Palace will steal it out of his hands and clear it all the way out into the zone of Illumidooty.
So we'll be picked up with that shot coming through. That one will be off target. So Project Mayhem not able to capitalize on that forward advantage. And Speedy V will find it, trying to clear it himself. It will bounce around tunnel, be picked up by Witt. Witt slowing it down, waiting for his team to get forward. With a defender right in front of him, trying to pressure him. They're going to reset it all the way back to Burbs, and they're going to slow it down. But Project Mayhem just so quick, applying that pressure, finding these intercepts, and this forward pass. And they've got a 2v1 approaching this bubble, and they're trying to make something happen, and it's going to ding. That ding is got to hurt, and it will be a loose disc towards the lower trap going into the hands of Illumidooty.
So close yet so far. Dinked off the crossbar there. That could have been a great attempt at closing in the lead there, just to 2 points. But now still 4-point lead here to Project Mayhem. 0 points on the board for Illumidooty here in the second half. Disc in possession of Wit here, trying to make something happen on offense. Defense is on, sends it over to Burbs. Further things along here, up on top of the nest, and Speedy V puts it in to finally put some points on the board. Only a 2-point lead here for Project Mayhem in the second round.
Finally able to find some points, holding them to only 1 possession advantage. So it's now up to Project Mayhem to respond. Illumidooty wants to force this 3rd round. They want to take this 2nd round, and will now be Joust advantage into the hands of Vanzi. You can see that stack coming through, trying to apply this pressure, trying to get them in their backcourt. And they'll force that error, but able to retrieve it is Palace at the floor. Palace feeling that man pressure, a trade of stuns coming through and getting that in the bubble and trying to make that happen. And that forward pass to Burbs, Speedy behind the goal, forward to Burbs, and Burbs putting it in at a meter.
Illumidooty looking so strong on that play. The defensive pressure coming in on all angles, trying to forcing that bad pass, grabbing that steal, and then that pass at the last second to juke the goalie. Fantastic offensive play there too to finish things off.
So
now we have again, Joust advantage to Project Mayhem. They managed to get the ball to the disc to Palace. Palace sends it further down into the hands of B-Love. B-Love met by the defender early, was not expecting it, and it is stolen. And the disc bounces, it's around now in no man's land, caught by Burbs. Burbs is going to send it to Speedy. Speedy sending it all the way over to Wit. Wit is now met by the defender, just slowing things down a bit, finds his passing lane, a really tight pass there to QL, and QL is going to send it over to Speedy. He goes for the shot, misses his mark, a slap shot rebound by Wit. An insane shot there. And finally, we have Illumidooty taking the lead here in the second round.
And that's what they need right now, an explosive shot from Wit. Wit making that one-timer in the bubble. So now, Joust advantage back to Project Mayhem once again. Project Mayhem losing a little bit of momentum here, sending that to the tube. Before tube to the law, you can see the stack from Illumidooty, just turning it up. That back stack, finding the interception, sending it forward, into the trench, into the hands of Burbs. Burbs just not able to complete that shot. That's what they need right now. But they'll pick it back up in the bubble. They'll take their time. They're going to send it back for that reset, so they're gonna slow it down. They were playing with a lot of explosive speed, explosive shots from Wit that last time, so sending it down to the floor into the hands of Speedy looking for some opportunity but getting stunned down. That pass will be off. Another stun coming through. QL Young gonna work it into the bubble, and he's gonna find it at 3 meters.
Wow, Illumidooty having almost too much time to work with there on offense. We've seen Project Mayhem be so explosive and so aggressive on defense, and now that play was a lot slower. Seemed like Illumidooty had a lot of time to move things around, find the open man, and that definitely was not looking too good for Project Mayhem. We'll see how they respond here on offense. They have the Joust advantage. Disc all the way over. Oh, bounces a little around there in the tunnels. Does not make its way to the defender. Finally, B-Love gets a hand on it, though. Will further it along, send it clear on goal, no goalie, but does not make it in. And the follow-up shot off the crossbar bounces out of the bubble now into the hands of Vanzi. Vanzi sending it over into the hands of, I think that was Law. Law going for the shot, does not hit its mark, saved by the goalie and cleared out by Illumidooty.
And it will sail through mid into the hands of the Law. The Law trying to get free of that defender. It'll throw an interception. And this is Illumidooty really turning it up. And that bounce shot, that's gonna bounce off the lower part of the goal, and they needed that one. That would have really taken them forward in terms of momentum. It would have hurt Project Mayhem, but Project Mayhem's gonna get it right back, and the Law's looking to start his bubble offense.
That was so close there. Project Mayhem really lucky that shot didn't go in. Now we have Speedy with a nice punch out and the steal there, sending it over to Burbs. Burbs with a lot of time now, just decides to clear it out. There is no goalie. Maybe he's going for the shot. The shot just does not get the bounce he was looking for. Palace gets the rebound, clears it out, and we will have a race for the disc there, picked up by QL Young. QL Young sends it to the goalie. Wit just looking for slows it down now, looking for a pass. Misses his stack there. Picked up by B-Love. B-Love now with a lot of time to make things work here on offense, sends the disc up to the Law. The Law sends it back now to slow things down. We're seeing a lot of slower pushes here in the second round. Not as aggressive, but still methodical. A great pass to Palace and a follow-up for a goal.
So now it's only a 2-point game, and looks like Project Mayhem will take a page out of Illumidooty's book this time, and they'll slow it down. They'll find the holes in this defense. They'll get that past his shield, and Palace is going to underhand flick that one right in. So now with possession, it will be Illumidooty, and they're getting stopped right off the joust, and they can't afford that. So now Project Mayhem back in the lead by 1.
Yeah, they were not expecting that speed there out of Project Mayhem. They got to get that disc away sooner. They cannot give up goals like that. It's just a 1-point lead now to Project Mayhem.
So joust advantage back to Illumidooty. They're going to get rid of it a lot faster. Project Mayhem stack still coming through. One of the players will get stunned and be caught in the backfield. So they'll send it forward into the hands of Burbs. Burbs looking at that forward pass, goalie diving, and then this forward pass to Wit on that open goal. So it's shifting back and forth right now.
Oh yeah, Illumidooty, they are fired up. Some great disc movement there in the bubble to just completely throw the defense off guard there. Great play. Again, a 10-9 lead. This is such a close game here. It was kind of a blowout in that first round, but now we definitely have a game on our hands. Project Mayhem now with disc advantage. Vanzi sending it out of the tube, just clearing it down there, picked up by the stack. That stack is really good at getting to the disc there. They have great accuracy and where they're going to. Vanzi getting the disc, sends it into the bubble. The follow-up shot does not hit its mark. It goes all the way out now into no man's land, picked up by QL Young. QL Young sends it out. It's going to get picked up by Palace now, sent back the other way.
And it will bounce off that wall into the hands of QL. QL feeding it back to Speedy. Speedy still has a player behind him, I assume Wit on that back line, and he's going to go to him right now. So Wit now with it, sending it up to ceiling. They're getting their spacing, but that error will be punished. Luckily, that stun comes through punishing it, but that slap through. Wit at the back line there once again, trying to find another pass off the ceiling. Speedy V with it now, sending it to the upper geo, and then another pass coming through. And that final finishing throw would be stopped by a stun, but they'll get that pass into the save. Vanzi finding that save, and that will give them another break. So Project Mayhem finding these saves. Illumidooty trying to put it in the goal. Back and forth right now.
Yeah, this is definitely back and forth. Great save by Vanzi there. Vanzi with the hands. And Burbs now getting punched out as he's going for the shot. The disc will be bouncing down to the low side, picked up by Palace. Palace goes for the clear. Finally, just managing to get it out of the zone. Race now for the disc. Just sent off to the other side there. Not able to get a full clear out. Palace will get to the disc, but it is stolen out by QL Young there. And cleared out.
Seconds.
No goalie.
This is 5 seconds. It's going to go to Project Mayhem. With 14 seconds on the clock, they had possession. They sent that clear, and that's a 1-point lead, and they couldn't turn it around. That save by Vanzi made this win for Project Mayhem.
That was Illumidooty taking that one. We're going to 3.
Oh, we're going to 3. I am I am a little out of this one. The last game took a lot out of me. Illumidooty will take it. I'm gonna hand this back to you, SuperDope.
Yeah, that's a fantastic play there. I mean, it's easy. I mean, Vanzi did make the save there, but they had the lead. I mean, they didn't have the lead. So Illumidooty did, and 10-9, they will take it. QL managing to just stall out the offense there at the last second, and they couldn't get a shot off. And we will see a third round here in this match.
I can't believe I mixed up those names, those numbers. So it will be a third round. Illumidooty able to force this one. I should have had Minihat come in with the analysis, because I should just put my foot in my mouth.
Minihat, how are you feeling about this match so far?
Oh, this game's been fantastic, guys. I mean, B-Love's standing out on striker for me. Illumidooty plays so methodical. They're so careful with the way they play. I love watching their strats. And actually love some of these 3-man defensive rollouts that I've been seeing from Project Mayhem here. But back into the action, guys.
So
yeah, round 3 starting off here. Yeah, take a split.
So we'll bounce off. It will bounce off the head of a player at Project Mayhem, off the ceiling, off the angled geo, and Palace will finish it off. So no one's taking any prisoners right now. They're playing their hardest.
That was a speedy goal out there from Project Mayhem. Yeah, great job by Palace. Just going after that disc, following it up with the goal there. Disc advantage now to Illumidooty, sending it over to Speedy. Speedy with the disc now, sending it over to Burbs. Oh, hits off the geo there, bounce back the other way. Illumidooty will get the hand on it first. Defense on, though. They will send it over to the side, over to Burbs. Burbs Plenty of time now to work with things. Sends it over to Speedy. Speedy again with plenty of time. Sends it down, furthering it along there to Wit. Back to Speedy, punched out, but gets the pass back in time to Burbs. Burbs setting it back. A lot of movement here by this Illumidooty team. And QL Young now with all the time in the world setting things up here, looking for a lane to start things off here on offense. Finally finds Wit on the left side, sends it over to Burbs. Burbs goes for the backhand shot, and the saves comes through for Vanzy. Again, a nice save by Vanzy. And QL Young will come up with the rebound though after the pass and follow it up with a goal for himself, making it a 2-2 in this third round.
Back and forth, QL Young will find that attempted clear from Vanzy. Vanzy not able to get out of the bubble off that first save. And QL Young able to just clean that one right up, so it's tied up. Joust advantage now to Project Mayhem. You can see that Illumidooty stack trying to pursue. They'll get stunned out. Both players will get stunned out, getting tied up in the backcourt. And that pass will not be on target. Will now bounce back towards the Project Mayhem court side. And then another close quarter stag. It will be picked up and sent to Palace. Palace going for that long shot. That one's going to be on off the backboard at 32 meters. So now 3-point lead to Project Mayhem.
Yikes! They got a that was a tough one there. No goalie. Palace just saw it and he went for it from half court there. How many meters was that? 32 meters out. Goes for the 3. Pulling ahead now, Project Mayhem. We'll see how Illumidooty responds here with the joust advantage. QL Young with the disc sends it over all the way to the right side, who clears it out further to Burbs, sending it back now to Speedy. Speedy sending it down to Wit. Wit moving up the chain now, sending it to Burbs. Burbs looking into the bubble, but decides to send it back. QL Young's got it now, all the way back again to reset things here on offense. Again, a methodical approach here from Illumidooty. We'll see how they decide to approach the bubble. But again, just setting it back and forth now to Sleep. Oh, a nice pass. Speedy from QL Young sent it over to Speedy right behind the goal, who just laid it up for 2.
So now a 1-point lead to Project Mayhem. And we just saw this from the last round. Unfortunately, that time I had the names mixed up. And this time I'm not going to get them mixed up. I'm not going to get them mixed up super dope. But I'm going to hand it right back to you.
You're fine. We got Vanzy now on the joust, sending it all the way down, picked up by the Law. Law going for the shot himself, does not hit the mark. Rebound now from Illumidooty. A missed opportunity from Project Mayhem, but a nice follow-up from the defense there. We have the Law punching it out, but cannot find the goal as he shoots it again. But again, both sides putting a ton of offensive and defensive pressure again. Pass going into the bubble, does not hit its mark. Cleared out by Illumidooty.
And they're gonna boost through mid. You can see these players are all split up, and a challenge for it will be won by Project Mayhem. They'll slap it off the wall, and they're gonna reset it now. Illumidooty with possession at the mid. They got players set up at Pac-Man, at both at floor, at lower Geo, at the L, and then with it now is Burbs. Burbs giving it up, but Speedy V not able to finish it off, and that steal will come through, and then player of Project Mayhem stealing it from his buddy. It will be cleared through and recovered at the ceiling by QL Young.
Just to clear it all the way down now into the offensive zone there for Illumidooty. Illumidooty getting into it first, sends it over, a nice forward pass, and another pass over to QL Young by Burbs to finish it off. 6-5 now. They finally took the lead here in this third round. This is definitely a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, and Chong Weng, who gifted 5 subs the last round on VRML Channel 1, saying, how can she slap? I wish I knew what that meant, but players can slap by throwing their hands forward and lightly depressing the grip. And on VRML, okay, you know I'm gonna get back to the game.
Yeah, we got a nice steal coming in there, but picked up by Illumidooty again. They managed to get the clear out, sent to mid. Picked up by Palace though, kept in by his, sent over to B-Love now. B-Love sending it all the way up to the roof now, to the Law, sent back to Vanzy. Vanzy approaching the bubble now. Defender on, sending it down to the Law. The Law goes for the shot, and it finds its way past the goalie for 2.
So back and forth with this 1-point lead from both teams. We're past halftime. We're past the halftime mark of the third round. So 4 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. You know, it's going to be back and forth. I imagine that this round is going to play out like the second round.
Yeah, just again, yeah, the last round was 1 point. This round, 1 point difference. Oh, a shot followed up in the save. A beautiful save by QL there, making sure they did not leave the goalie unattended this time. And again, a pass going into the bubble here, and QL will get a hand on it, sent back to the goalie. Wit will send it back to QL. A lot of back and forth though, misses the mark, bouncing around, picked up by his teammate. And Wit will finally get the disc out here. Oh, as I say that, bounce back into the hands of Project Mayhem. So we definitely have a hard time getting the disc out here for Illumidooty. We have Project Mayhem just covering every single lane here, so defensive. And a nice pass in here by the Law finds its way to Palace, who follows it up for 2.
Illumidooty just having a hard time getting it out of their bubble, getting out of their side of the court. So now a 3-point lead to Project Mayhem. Illumidooty with 3 minutes on the clock. They have the time to come back.
They still got this for sure. They just have to put up the offensive pressure, make sure they get the disc out. They manage to finally get the disc out here. I mean, we'll see. Wit is chilling again at half court, taken away by Palace. They got to just get it out of the zone, just clear it or something. But now Project Mayhem with another offensive attack here. Illumidooty manages to get to the disc first, almost puts it in there, sends it out to no man's land, picked up again by Project Mayhem, covering those lanes so well. And the disc now bouncing out, caught by Palace. Palace looking for a pass, sends it back. Oh wait, that wasn't Palace, but now Palace has it. Palace sends it down to the Law. Law, with a lot of open space there, sends it up to Vanzi, who goes for the shot and dunks it in for 2. And that may have been a save, but then the rebound by Vanzi again follows it up for 2. So now pulling ahead here, Project Man.
Absolutely. Wit finding that save at his midsection, not able to get rid of it. So now this 5-point lead exists. For all those tuning in, this is now the 3rd round. Illumidooty would take the 2nd round by a 1-point lead. In this 3rd round, it was back and forth for a while. 2 minutes, 20 seconds now on the clock. Illumidooty fighting hard. They want to take this 3rd round. Finding that interception at the mid is QL Young. QL Young sending it forward to the floor. Speedy V now with it, looking for his opportunities behind goal, sending it. And the save coming in from the Law. So a lot of great clutch saves. This time it's going to find its way out of the bubble. And that clear will be stopped. QL Young feeding it forward, and that interception happening. So right now you can see the intensity of both of these teams.
Yeah, both of these teams just firing at all capacities here. QL with a great read on that clear, able to keep it in for his team now. Finally able to clear it out is Project Mayhem as they race down for that rebound after the clear to follow it up. There's no goalie. It looks like they missed the shot here. They're just passing it around to their teammates, but they can't manage to get the disc in. And finally, for 2, they put the cherry on top here, securing a lead of over 6 points now. That's 7. Project Mayhem.
So now time is running out for Illumidooty. I'm not going to mix up the names this time. I'm going to get it right. So Illumidooty now looking at this deficit. They're trying to execute on all their plays. Less than 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. But once again, Project Mayhem getting to their backcourt and recovering it.
Yeah, we got Vanzi now, manages to get the disc, tries to clear it out. An awkward bounce there, picked up by Burbs. The defense is on strong though, and Vanzi and Palace get to the disc. Again, unable to clear it out themselves, and a lot of squabbling going on here in no man's land. And finally, the disc makes its way into the zone of Illumidooty here, picked up by QL Young, cleared out quickly. Oh no, just a pass to his teammate, sent back to Burbs, and finally cleared out. They will manage to make it out of the zone here. And again, the stack of Project Mayhem gets there first, and they clear it out themselves.
So Project Mayhem will take this in 3 rounds. Illumidooty's still going to fight hard till the end. They want to put points on the board. They showed us in every game that they've played that they play their hardest, that they don't give up points, that they fight till the end. So with it in the backcourt, now approaching mid, back in the hands of Wit. Wit will send it down to the floor to Burbs. 20 seconds on the clock. They want to put points on this board. They're trying. They're sending it in the bubble, and this attempt will come through past the hands of the goalie, so they will put that 2 on the board. But 8-13, they're not going to be able to come back.
Illumidooty, though, I mean, all the way to the end, 2 back-to-back, right? 3-round games, and they gave it their all the way through, putting up an insane fight. Both games were just incredible to watch. They went the distance for sure.
Absolutely, and I know that they're going to be exhausted after this doubleheader. No breathing time between matches.
Yeah, no downtime at all. I mean, we saw them just practicing, going at it right after their first game, like the entire time. So, yeah, they didn't even sit down. So,
can you go through those stats, SuperDope?
Yeah, let me pull up the screen here. It's a little delayed on my side, but it is going to be pulled up in just a second. Oh wait, what is the stat button? I actually don't even have that.
It is tab.
Okay, I actually have the stats right here. Okay, we got QL Young with 11 points, leading his team, and we have the Law with 12 points, leading his team there with 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 saves. Palace also with 11 points for Project Mayhem in that match, and yeah, Wit coming in with 7 points, 2 saves. Vanzi with 4 saves, the Law with 3. So yeah, just incredible offense and defensive play by both teams, just showing why they're at the tier they are at.
So with that being said, it will be Project Mayhem taking this in 3 rounds. Illumidooty giving it their best, and with that being said, a great game, a great series of games to Illumidooty, but they will lose both of them tonight. And I'm SputnikKobra. That's a really unnatural segue into that, but whatever. I'm SputnikKobra. That's been SuperDope. Minihat on cams and analysis, and we're done with this one. We'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. Awesome game. Have a great night, fam.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.